Good evening and welcome to part 3 of our live webinars on the life and the works of the late Father John O Donoghue. And this evening we're continuing to read from his wonderful book, To Bless the Space Between Us. But let us just read a synopsis on the front sleeve of this book, and maybe you'll find a nugget there for yourself to latch onto, to give you a thirst for this truly beautiful piece of work. It says, John O Donoghue, Irish teacher and poet, has been widely praised for his gift of drawing on Celtic spiritual traditions to create words of inspiration and wisdom for today. In To Bless the Space Between Us, his compelling blend of elegant, poetic language and spiritual insight offers readers comfort and encouragement on their journey through life. O'Donoghue looks at life's thresholds, getting married, having children, starting a new job, and offers invaluable guidelines for making the transition from a known familiar world into a new unmapped territory. Most profoundly, however, O'Donoghue explains blessings as a way of life, as a lens through which the whole world is transformed. And I couldn't put it better myself. So we're going to continue this evening where we left off last evening, and we read, when the heart is ready for a fresh beginning, unforeseen things can emerge. And in a sense, this is exactly what a beginning does. It is an opening for surprises. Surrounding the intention and the act of beginning, there are always exciting possibilities. This inevitably excites artists. So much can actually happen between the moment the brush is taken into the hand and the moment it touches the canvas. Such beginnings have their own mind, and they invite and unveil new gifts and arrivals in one's own life. Beginnings are new horizons that want to be seen. They are not regressions or repetitions. Somehow they win clearance and become fiercely free of the grip of the past. What is the new horizon in you that wants to be seen? Good question. So John takes us now on a journey, a very powerful spiritual journey, to reawaken the divine essence within you. And for Matins, which is morning prayer, he writes, somewhere out at the edges the night is turning and the waves of darkness begin to brighten the shore of dawn. The heavy dark falls back to earth, and the freed air goes wild with light. The heart fills with fresh, bright breaths, and thoughts stir to give birth to colour. I arise today in the name of silence, womb of the word, in the name of stillness, home of the belonging. In the name of solitude, of the soul and the earth, I arise today, blessed by all things, wings of breath, delight of eyes, intimacy of touch, wonder of whisper, eternity of soul, urgency of thought, miracle of God, miracle of health, embrace of God. May I live this day, compassionate of heart, clear in word, gracious in awareness, courageous in thought, generous in love. And here John shares with us a reflection on one's morning offering. For those of us who've come through the Catholic Christian tradition, we always were encouraged to begin our day with a morning offering. Well, we were as children when the nuns taught us in junior school to always begin our day with a simple morning offering. I bless the night that nourished my heart, to set the ghosts of longing free, into the flow and figure of dream that went to harvest from the dark. Bread for the hunger no one sees. All that is eternal in me welcomes the wonder of this day, the field of brightness it creates, offering time for each thing to arise and illuminate. I place onto the altar of dawn the quiet loyalty of breath, the tent of thought where I shelter. Waves of desire I am sure too, and all beauty drawn to the eye. May my mind come alive today to the invisible geography that invites me to new frontiers, to break the dead shell of yesterdays, to risk being disturbed and changed. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart on fear no more. Isn't that lovely? And now we share with you the beautiful poem, Bannacht, or blessing. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the day dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the grey window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colours, indigo red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the curragh of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. Can I ask you, what are those words saying to you? Are you feeling anything in your heart center? Do you feel a tingle running up and down your spine? Well, that tingle is still in me, and it draws me ever more closely to the beloved. And here we have, let us praise the grace and risk of fire. In the beginning, the Word was red, and the sound was thunder, and the wound in the unseen spilt forth the red weather of being. In the name of fire, the flame and the light, praise and pure presence of fire that burns from within without thought of time. The hunger of fire has no need for the reliquary of the future. It adores the eras of now, where the memory of the earth in flames that lick and drink the air is made to release. Its long enduring forms in a powder of ashes, left for the wind to decipher. Air, as air intensifies the hunger of fire, may the thought of death breathe new urgency into our love of life. As fire cleanses dross, may the flame of passion burn away what is false. As short as the time from spark to flame, so brief may the distance be between heart and being. May we discover beneath our fear embers of anger to kindle justice. May courage cause our lives to flame in the name of the fire, the flame, and the light. But John shares many, many more beautiful reflections rooted in his love of the Celtic way of living, not the Celtic way of the New Age generation, but of our ancestors. And here he shares this for a new beginning. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave where you have outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the grey promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destruction is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Wow. Let us just contemplate, reflect on what we have felt in here. Not up here, but here. The heart is the gateway to your soul, and the soul is the gateway to your God. So if you would like to join me by coming into the womb of life, the womb of God, as we explore his reflection for light. Light cannot see inside things. That is what the dark is for. Minding the interior, nurturing the draw of growth through places where death, in its own way, turns into life. In the glare of neon times, let our eyes not be worn by surfaces that shine with hunger made attractive, that our thoughts may be true light, finding their way into words which have the weight of shadow to hold the layers of truth, that we never place our trust in minds claimed by empty light, where one-sided certainties are driven by false desire. When we look into the heart, may our eyes have the kindness and reverence of candlelight, that the searching of our minds be equal to the oblique crevices and corners where the mystery continues to dwell, glimmering in fugitive light. When we are confined inside the dark house of suffering, that moonlight might find a window. When we become false and lost, that the severe noon light would cast our shadow clear. When we love, that dawn light would lighten our feet upon the waters. As we grow old, thus twilight would illuminate treasure in the fields of memory. And when we come to search for God, let us first be robed in the night, put on the mind of morning to feel the rush of light, spread slowly and slowly inside the color and stillness of a found world. And there we shall leave that and just come and reflect on what we have read this evening and invite the spirit of the late Father John to share with us his passion, his reverence, and his respect for the sacred in everything that lives, moves, and has its being from God. Let us take a deep breath, and in our out-breath, let us release any pain or baggage. Be still and be aware. Be aware, my soul. And as you sit and relax in your prayer corner, or wherever you may be in the world, I want you to visualize walking along the west coast of Ireland, preferably around Connemara. It is wild, it is rugged. And as you walk down the sand dunes, you come to the clearing, and there you see the magnificent Atlantic Ocean, and the waves are gigantic. but you're not threatened. In fact, you are at peace. A peace that transcends all understanding and allows your heart be reclaimed, reformed. We praise you, God, for the elements of fire and water and light. And we bless you for our ancestors who left us a legacy of love, a legacy of reverencing everything that lives and moves and has its very being, for it is of God. It is God. And we remember here those whom we love, who may be hurting at this hour. We praise you, O God. And as we feel the spray of the Atlantic Ocean on our face, we cannot help but comprehend the sheer beauty that John experienced as a young boy growing up in such a remote place. A hardy people, a kind people, a holy people, a no-nonsense, no-frills people, but a people of love, a child of love. And as you relax and allow your mind, body and spirit embrace the beauty of nature through your senses, there is a wildness of heart. There is an inner beauty that is so pure. It is God. And as you look across the waves, you can see the clouds forming. And there is nothing but peace and joy as you walk to the water's edge, and there you place your hands like a cup, gathering some of the healing waters, and you spray it over your face, making the sign of the cross. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you for being here. I hope that the words I've shared with your heart from John's beautiful book to bless the space between us has re-enkindled within you a desire to fall in love with your first love, God Himself. The peace of God in all its richness I share with you, and I pray for you that you too will experience the healing touch of God in nature, in your new beginning. For this is your time too, to let go and let God be. Amen.